Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Welcome to this new video here on the markets. We're going to do a full middle of the day market update. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk slightly about XRP. We'll talk about some altcoins because today we actually had some activity. I mean, you can see that a lot of coins are gaining a lot of momentum right now. Something like Cookie is extremely bullish, but also something like BNX is pumping up here, and I have some thoughts on that. So we'll go over quite a lot of altcoins. But we'll start off with Bitcoin. I mean, I gotta be honest. I mean, Bitcoin, it's up 0.2% in the last 8 hours, so not much has changed. Except for the fact that, we're getting some nice volume back in the game. Right now we're at $40 billion. And outside of that, I think the fundamentals are also very interesting. The fundamentals and the development of the fundamentals will obviously depend a lot on the news that we get from the United States and from Trump about the tariffs. And we already know that they're probably going to increase the tariffs on steel. But what more tariffs will be announced, and just in general, what can we expect? That will be important, all right? Albeit indirectly. But what is still the case right now, talking briefly about the fundamentals, is that the S&P 500 is still massively reliant on news regarding that whole trade war, if you want to call it that. And therefore, I mean, the S&P 500 is very correlated to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin matters a lot because the Bitcoin dominance is very high. So in short, it does matter. How weird it sounds doesn't matter. And of course, next week we also, or this week, Wednesday, we actually have some major data as well with the inflation rate. So just so you know, I'll keep repeating it, so don't worry too much about that yet, but that will make the market move as well. Now, before we talk about Bitcoin, I quickly wanted to talk about a project I have supported on X, but I also wanted to quickly mention them in this video. As most of you know, or at least hopefully you know, that I do care about serious crypto projects. I try to make videos on some serious crypto projects here and there. And one of the projects I've partnered up with is Locked Money. Now, Locked Money is launching their token right now. Probably when you're watching this video, they have already launched their token. You can follow them on X at @locked_money. But what they're building is basically a very safe multi-signature vault, all right? So you can actually store your cryptos in a safer way, which I think to a lot of you can be very beneficial. You can start using their product for free already right now. It's basically a wallet with some other tools built in, which you can find out on their website. If you actually launch the vault right here, there's also a paid plan you can subscribe to, which actually provides some tax benefits as well. Especially for users in the UK. So if you're interested in that, check that out. You can actually contact them as well. It might be worth it. I mean, if you have some big amounts in pounds in crypto, I think it's worth it. But check that out. Amazing product they're building. They're also incorporating AI agents that work for you, that can actually from their vault, from their platform, from their product, can actually do certain tasks for you. So they're building something interesting. They're backed by some major partners as well. So check them out. They're launching, like I said, probably right now. But now let's get to the market. So my thoughts on Bitcoin. I mean, what I said this morning is that I did expect some sort of a move up over the course of today, maybe tomorrow, and that then eventually we would reject from 99, maybe 100,000, and then still drop down into 93 and 92,000, which is what I've been calling for the last week or so, that we would, since last week, Wednesday, I've been calling for that. After we rejected from this level Tuesday, and then Friday we rejected again. We haven't dropped down to 93,000 yet, and I'm starting to doubt whether we will drop down into that a little bit. But given that the market is so unstable, I mean, the general direction has still been down, all right? And I would say with this instability, there are definitely signs, like I said, with the USDT dominance, looks like it's rounding out here, looks like it's going to drop down. And with the dollar strength index on the higher time frames also losing its uptrend, I would still say it's most likely short term we can actually have a move up here. And if the Bitcoin dominance falls, that brings some amazing opportunities. And I actually do think that there will be opportunities today to trade. However, with Bitcoin, I would still be a little bit cautious. All right, so I think it's more likely we'll reject, and that we'll get some sort of a fundamental event that's going to push the price down in the next couple of days. I mean, we're expecting volatility with the inflation rate coming up. So I'd say this is the best scenario. to prepare yourself for. And then, like I said, I mean, depending on the Bitcoin dominance, we can actually have some altcoin opportunities. XRP, same thing as Bitcoin, all right? And we're going to take a look at it, don't worry. But short term, it looks like we can actually get some sort of a move up here. But if you look at the open interest down here, if you take a look at XRP BTC, so the relative strength of XRP against Bitcoin, yes, we can move into 2.5, 2.6, maybe even 2.7, even though it's quite high. Yes, we can do that, but ultimately I still think it's most likely we'll get some sort of a rejection, and then based on the fundamentals or the development of the fundamentals, we can either get a move up or we'll drop down lower into $2. Now, like I said, today there are actually quite a lot of altcoins. I mean, altcoins that are interesting. I mean, you can see that the volume across the board is super high. And something like Binary X, I'm not sure what the... and by the way, there's also still a Coinbase Bitcoin Premium. So that's nice. I'm not sure what the well, no, all right. For BNX, look, I've covered this yesterday. For those of you who are interested in that, this still looks like we're going into 70 cents. However, it's a super manipulated coin, all right? So yes, it still looks bullish and it's pulling a lot of volume. That's one of the key reasons why I do think we can actually rally up higher. But I would be pretty careful with trading it. Now, some other interesting coins. Right now, you can actually see that Aptos is gaining some momentum. A risky coin as well, but it's actually gaining some fresh momentum here. So I would be more interested in trading this Aptos, which is also at the bottom of the range right here. Rather than something like BNX, even though BNX has much more volume. What more do we have? AI agents over the course of today were quite strong, but personally I suck at trading those, so I cannot really tell you too much about that. Litecoin extremely bullish. They'll have an ETF soon. Soon, next couple of months. So I expect that to rally higher than this. Movement Network is pulling quite a lot of volume, so that might be interesting. That's one of the coins that was also bought by World Liberty Finance, the Trump project. And then outside of that, I mean, it's, Cookie, but that's AI agent as well. Bera is pulling up here a bit. But I suppose that's it for now. It's mainly the AI coins, all right? Or the AI agent coins. So then we're talking about Cookie, talking about Fartcoin, AI XBT, ARC, AI16C. So check those out, but apart from that, like I said, for Bitcoin, I'd still be a bit cautious. Altcoins here are outperforming. Bitcoin dominance is dropping down a bit, but they're still very correlated. And like I said, the fundamentals are still a bit shaky. And those are my thoughts, all right? So I still think this is most likely for Bitcoin. Altcoins will depend largely on Bitcoin dominance, even though there are certain interesting pockets out there in interesting categories. So be careful, but be on the lookout for trades. Those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye.